evening, everyone, and welcome to Talking from the Cheap Seats. I am Rumble.
I am the Gazoo.
And once again, we're here to talk sports better than
you. And tonight, better than you, Rumble.
But the thing is you make it seem like it's I listen. Let's kick it off. We're gonna say it right from the start. We go Red Sox.
We're going Red Sox.
I never claimed, and you can say what you want. I never claimed that they were going to be a top team. If you rewind everything,
right.
what I said,
you're right.
My exact words were, this team is an 80 and 82, which is 2 games under 500, and their best would be 82 and 80. That's 2 games over 500. I never claimed that.
I never said you did.
Okay. The one thing I did say, which is truthful up until this past weekend, this team has been in a wild card chase. And regardless or not, and I understand it's Boston, we expect winners. We've been 20 years of winning. It doesn't matter. If this was any other city, they would love this race. They would eat this shit up.
But we're not any other city. Not.
You're absolutely right. It's Boston. They're used to some things, but once in a while you have to take a downward swing. And unfortunately, we have taken a downward. We've taken a downward swing the past 3 years. We have.
Well, let me point out a little. I'm going to give you a little.
When's our last playoff appearance?
2021.
Okay. How far did we go?
We lost to the Houston Astros in the League Championship Series 4-2.
Absolutely.
Now, let me point something. Hold on. No. I want to point a little something. We're talking data here, so let's talk a little data with the Red Sox. You say they're on a downward trend.
Yes, they are.
Right. Okay.
Very much so.
I want to point something out, okay? So we have had a pretty consistent, and I talk consistency since, let's be honest, and I'll say it, since the John Henry purchase of the Boston Red Sox. I also will include the year before when we had the Grady Little year we had.
Yep.
Right? The Red Sox contended, but they weren't true contenders. I mean, look at it. When I look at the Red Sox history, we had we went from, you go back, I mean, let's talk our time since we were kids, okay? So I'm going to go back to 1975 because you were a couple, 2, 3 back
3
then,
years
right?
old.
Yep. I was still in my mother's fucking womb.
Yep.
But 75, they went to the World Series and lost, right? Obviously,
Absolutely.
Everybody remembers the next time they made the playoffs was the 86 World Series, famous for Bill Buckner, right?
Yep.
Then
but the thing is, can I tell you? Let's stop that. Bill Buckner, people don't realize that wasn't Game 7. It just led the series.
You and I both know it wasn't Game 7.
It's a misfortune by a lot of fans. The only reason why I say that is because there may be a person that listens.
Pitched that day on the mound too.
That listened to us and say, "Wow, I knew it, Buckner did. Those are Boston guys talking about
it." Sadly, it's always remembered as Bill Buckner. It's the Bill Buckner.
Absolutely.
What people forget is the Mets played out of their ass in Game 6 and Game 7 to win the series and take it.
Absolutely.
It should have been a Boston World Series, but
without a doubt.
Okay, so then you go to the 88-1990 League Championship Series. Both times lost to a very strong Oakland Athletics team.
Oh, I love those games.
Right? Then I'll just go through their appearances. You had next appearance, 1995. Next appearance, 1998. Next appearance, 99. And then we didn't see the playoffs again in 2023. And then obviously the famous 2024 World Series run. 05.
That would be 2004.
It's right, 2004. You had 05, 07, 08, 09.
Are you predicting something for next year?
I wish.
Please don't.
Right? So you have 08, 09, 2013, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2021. So And in between that time, and I'm going to bring it back a little bit, right? When the Red Sox were when we still had the Terry Francona years and the what's his name years, who came after Francona there? What was his name there? The pitching coach there that became the Sox manager for a couple of years. We had, between Terry Francona was pretty successful every year. We contended, right? What I see here is pure consistency. Okay, we also saw the same consistency up until
Put your thumb up like this.
2019, with the exception of the Bobby Valentine year. The Red Sox were usually always consistently second, third place, consistently fighting for the wild card, consistently having better records.
Put your thumbs up.
And
I'm
then,
listening.
And then since General Manager Chaim Bloom and John Henry have taken over since 2018. That's the last time they won the World Series, 2018, right?
Yep.
In 2008, since 2018, the mentality has been they want more with less. They want more, and they have shown that to us by not retaining players that we as the fan base fell in love with, players that have done well. And I'm going to point out something to you real quick, and then I'm going to get off, and then we'll get into it. But
so you don't call that a downward spiral?
Why are we should
not be consistency. Winning is the one thing.
Right.
The downward spiral is what I mean, is the disappointment of the Red Sox fan base.
Why are we? But who is disappointing the fan base? Ownership. I can't blame players. I can't blame players, and I can't blame Cora when you're not giving the team to win. And I'm going to point out something, okay? 2019 was the year that they traded Mookie Betts. I understood the David Price deal. I get it. But they trade Mookie Betts. We were sold as fans, and we've talked about this. We were sold as fans. We have to trade Mookie Betts if we're going to keep Rafi Devers and Xavier Bogaerts and Andrew Benintendi. And what has happened?
Can I tell you something? Was horse crap.
But who fed us that horse crap? The Boston Red Sox.
Ownership, because people like Buster Olney, one of the best inside reporters in baseball, Peter Gammons, all those guys had already said point blank that Mookie Betts' surrounding people, his agents, which is his family, he wanted to know his legit worth.
And his legit worth
was what he got from LA. The Red Sox gave an offer, but they knew. When you got people like Buster Olney and those type of guys, they look at the track. And guys who continuously take you to arbitration, and now look at this. The first year that they made Betts a contract offer, that's the year they signed Bogaerts to that big deal. And last year was an opt year in that big deal that he got. Bogaerts actually had 3 more years left on the original on that deal.
Yeah, but that original deal was not what he was worth.
It was still well over $200 million when he first signed the deal.
Oh, was it 100? No, the Bogaerts deal
185. It was $185 million, and it was an 8-year deal for him. And after 5 years, after the 5th year of the 8-year deal, every year was a re-sign deal. So it was a post.
Get that, but the point is
now with that being said, Listen, with that being said, okay, he didn't want his people, Mookie's people, looked at Bogaerts. Okay, now Bogaerts got that dude, the big agent there that everybody signs with, and now, yes, for him to take that deal, Mookie's people didn't want that. They wanted the real worth. Where Bogarts is people.
You blame him?
Well,
Hold on. Let me point out
no,
why.
no, I don't
listen.
To a certain degree. I will. To a certain degree, I do and I don't. And I'll go back to why I don't.
Are you ready for this? After the 2018 season, I want to point out that Mookie Betts was a 3-time All-Star, a 4-time MVP candidate, and in those 4 years, won the MVP, was the second runner-up for the MVP, was a 3-time Gold Glove, and a 2-time Silver Slugger.
Excellent.
I
love all the statistics, but
so
don't
tell me he wasn't worth it. He was the
I'm not saying he wasn't worth it. I'm not saying he wasn't worth it.
Why did the Red Sox?
The Reds. Why?
Best player in baseball go.
So this is a lot of what people say, and when the insiders say it best, I think ownership and the front office at the time, and then with Bloom coming into consideration, because a person like Sam Kennedy, is still with the front office. And those guys negotiated up until Bloom came in. Sam Kennedy's been there forever. I think in ways, shapes, and forms, no matter if it was coming from representatives of Betts that he wasn't willing to sign, or they were hurt because he wanted to go to free agency, whether or not the team was hurt, that he always went far into arbitration. But as a fan, of course I never wanted to see Mookie Betts go. Of course I never wanted to see that. Okay? And yes, do I believe that the Red Sox could have given more effort on a contract when you are the Boston Red Sox? Absolutely. But if it was true to the fact that he didn't want to be here, what if you did sign him and you gave him all?
Being told that's what Boston media was fed.
Boston media.
You're gonna tell me?
No. I'm going on what people like Buster Only, Peter Gammons, the real
Where did they get the information from? They don't get it. They get it.
Peter Gammons is an insider and has been forever. Buster Only is another insider with Major League, as one of the most respected. Tim Kirchin, another respected writer by MLB. They don't ask John Henry. They don't ask Chaim Bloom. They go right to the source and Mookie Betts.
I say I disagree.
No, I don't.
I disagree because the insiders know where their bread is buttered. Their bread is buttered.
You go to those people, but at the certain times too, if there's people like Mookie's people are in the locker room, you bet your butt a person like Peter Gammons is going to talk to Mookie's people. You bet your butt a guy like Tim. You bet your butt a guy like Tim Kirchin.
I would love to hear what he would have to say about this.
Of course, he's a kiss-ass Pink Hat fan like yourself that doesn't understand.
Oh, yeah, Pink Hat, yeah.
Pink Hat fan.
Yeah,
right.
No.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with the stats that you give me. Those are all true.
I got more stats to give you. Since his trade, are you ready for this?
Okay, hold on. No, I'm not.
Hold on, I got to give it to you.
I'm not ready for it because I don't disagree with you. All I'm saying is a lot of the people have said that he wasn't willing to sign. So you got to go upon you got to go upon that. Ask me, do I believe if they should have signed him? And I say yes. Ask me if I believe they should have offered more money. I say yes.
And right there, you just said the key word, offer. And I'm going to point something out to you. You've known me how long? What's my
they offered him 200. They offered him 275.
Right, which was a slap in the face, and it was well below.
Why is $275 million a slap in the face?
No. Trust me. Let's get something clear.
Why?
I don't agree with contracts, but we don't set the market. Unfortunately, Major League Baseball's market sets the market.
He got 350. He got 350 million. Okay, so now he gets 275, and then listen to me. He said, "No, I'm going to go to free agent." Why didn't they just bounce back and say, "We want 350"? And then the Red Sox could have bounced back and said, "We'll give you 320 with years of with option years."
Because wouldn't you feel a little? Who knows?
No, I
don't know.
wouldn't. No,
You
I
wouldn't,
wouldn't.
But what if the Red Sox said, "This is our final offer. We're not going above 300,000."
Yes, and that and
hold on,
that
let me
is
point out
they made a
something.
mistake.
Let me point out something. It has been the Red Sox repertoire ever since they've won their third World Series in 2013. Oh, yeah, 2013, right?
Yep.
Ever since they won the World Series in 2013, it has been their repertoire to low ball players. And
Yep.
they have low
Same as the
ball
Patriots.
Yeah, but that has been since 2000 and fucking 2000.
2000.
Yeah. But the point is here is after, the year he was traded, he was an all-star. He was an MVP candidate.
Yep.
He was a gold glover. He was a silver slugger.
Yep.
Since being traded, runner-up to the MVP again. Yep. Gold glove, silver slugger, another MVP, 3
Absolutely.
All-Stars.
So now at the end of every verdict that you have, every road that you keep on coming down, I don't disagree with you.
I know you don't.
I have no disagreement with you. The one thing we don't know, you're Chris Reyes, I'm Jason Delegata, Jimmy Fingers is James Forbes. We don't know exactly what Mookie Betts out of his mouth wants, because all he said during his first night on Friday night, he said he loved it here. Oh, blah blah blah. That's great. I'm glad. But it's like knowing the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take? We just ain't never gonna fucking find out.
Well, the Owl did it in 3, right?
The thing is, when we traded him, did we get the worth? No. Absolutely not. Because you know that 1 out of the 2 is gone in the off season. Verdugo's bye-bye. Connor Wong's worth keeping. Good arm, good behind the plate, decent bat, but he's not a first catcher. He's legit, but I don't think he's 100 games behind the plate catcher. Like more like 70.
The Red Sox, and this is my whole point, and Mookie Betts is just a prime example of it. Bogarts is another example.
Yep.
They're either trading. Hold on, hear me out. Let me make this point.
I don't miss Bogarts as much as everybody else does.
I miss him, but here's my point.
He was a sportsman. Yes, do I say all the time. He was like our version of Derek Jeter to a certain extent.
Could have been. But is
but,
not. Because Derek Jeter never left the Yankees.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What the Red Sox have been doing to us as fans since 2013, and moreover since 2018, is they have been telling us, or they used to give us the Cadillac, the drive. Now what they're saying is, we're going to charge you, and we're going to sell you on the fact that we're going to contend, and we're going to give you a car like a Cadillac, but it's really more like a used Ford fucking Ranger. You get what I'm saying? We're no longer getting the Cadillacs. We're being lied to, or we're being treated as such that, well, you had your Cadillac. We're not giving you Cadillacs. We're going to get a used Ford Ranger, and you're going to have to deal with that used Ford Ranger, even though we're going to charge you the price of the top of the line Cadillac, because it's just become it as a fan of baseball, as a fan of the Red Sox, as someone who is, again, like you and I, we talked about it since 1975. Yep. Look what we've been through as kids and as adults, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, you remember, me and you were probably screaming, hooting, and hollering on the phone after the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004 because of how dramatic it was. But then then they go and do it in 2007. Then the team that should have never did it goes and does it in 2013. And then you got the team that goes and does it in 2018, and you're like, God damn. Like, you're looking at it like, and even through the years, even when they lost, they competed with Tampa Bay, they competed with Houston, they competed with these other teams.
Absolutely.
Right? But now, all of a sudden, we as fans are being told that we're getting a Cadillac, or they used to try to tell us we're getting a Cadillac, or they're gonna charge us to drive the Ford Ranger the same price they're gonna charge the Cadillac. And you know what I say to that? And you see what they've done with Mookie Betts, with Xander Bogaerts, with Andrew Benintendi, and all these other players that.
Benintendi, let me tell you.
But I'm just using Benintendi's in the low. But my whole
I
point
like Tendi. Tendi was part of the group, but Benintendi ain't done nothing in Kansas City, ain't done nothing in Chicago, or wherever the hell he is now. He's done nothing.
But the point is, and you're an athlete. I was an athlete. You were an athlete. You coach sports. I coach sports. You and I both understand that when you have something that is working, when you have something that you have a group of players that click, they may not be the best players, but if those players click the best
just look
together,
at the San Diego Padres. They spent all that money and they ain't done jack shit.
Look at the New England Patriots. I mean, again, New England Patriots, all these other teams. Hockey's a prime example of a team can click, maybe not have the best superstars, but if that team clicks with the athletes they have, they can find ways to win, and the Red Sox did that.
Michael Jordan, during his 6 championships, was never the highest paid player on the Chicago Bulls. It's because he made so much money endorsement-wise, he let other people get the money.
Tom Brady was never the highest paid player in the league when he won.
It was unselfish, yes.
But my point is that's what we've been sold, and now it's
so you believe you've been sold that the past 2 years?
For the past 4 years, 4 years. Listen, even 2019, you take away
last year and this year, you believe you've been fed that this team is a Cadillac?
No.
For real?
No.
Chaim Bloom's put it over as, oh, yes, you are. But it's not the team you're watching no more. People will tell you this. The reason why you pay so much money, no. It's the ambiance of going to the cathedral known as Fenway Park. That's what they.
Yeah, no.
That's
the Cathedral of Boston.
It's not the team no more, buddy. It's not the team. They put over to you now that Fenway Park is the experience, and the game on the field is just a plus. That
is why the Red Sox are getting one of these.
Yeah, from you, and I don't see like you're one of. If there's like, I would believe that the Red Sox fan base, they've fallen off, but they haven't fallen off to that much, I'm a true Red Sox fan.
A true diehard Red Sox fan.
I'm a true diehard, buddy.
You are to the Red Sox what I am to the Bruins, right?
Yep.
Okay.
True diehard. But I know what's going on.
But we're here in this podcast. We are giving our watchers our opinions, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, as a fan who has been a fan of baseball, who played baseball, who has watched the Red Sox, who had the highs and lows with the Red Sox, I am never bringing my family to go to Fenway Park to see the ambiance of Fenway Park, and they're gonna tell me that the game is extra. No, I'm paying my money to go watch my team compete at Fenway Park and to win, because at the end of the day, I want a World Series. I want championships. I want a team on the field that can contend. I want moves made to make sure that to ensure competitiveness, to ensure consistency. And all we're being shown lately is we're going to go to Walmart instead of going to Napa to get the proper parts to put into the engine. We're going to go to Harbor Freight or Walmart and buy the cheap brand. It'll do the trick. You just won't get the same efficiency. Let's be honest here, bud. That's exactly what you're getting. You're given $1 and you're only getting 65 cents back.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. And that's
without a doubt.
And that's not right.
But who's in last place?
The birthday boys team.
I'm just telling you.
I know.
if they were in the AL Central, you know, they'd only with their record they'd only be two and a half games behind.
I don't care. They're not in the AL Central.
I
They're
understand
in the AL
that.
East.
They're in
And
the
you know
AL
what? They
East.
used to-
I know you
they used
don't
to dominate
care,
the East.
but in other places, what they are doing, fans would
But
gravitate.
that's other places, and they're not in other
Then
places.
why would you
So-
why would you play in it? Why in the NHL is it okay to make the last playoff spot? Why is it why are people okay with that?
It's a totally different sport, my friend.
Sports are sports, buddy.
No, totally different sport, my friend. Totally different sport. You're talking 82 games of smashing people in the face.
No,
there ain't a single person. There's no collisions in baseball.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But being in playoff contention in any sport is being in playoff contention.
You're not really in playoff contention, buddy.
How
they
are you
have
not?
no chance of making it. They just got swept by the fucking Houston Astros.
I understand that.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
I never said they were. But at the end of the year, if they were to keep on going like this, and they do, and then that last week they go like this, then they go like at the top to end it, people are gonna say, and this is what everybody will say. Okay, they finished 84-78, 2 games out of the last wild card.
That's terrible.
How?
You and I both know how, because they didn't make it.
How is it?
But that's terrible because you're middle of the pack in the Red Sox. But hold on. What did
they are in the middle of the pack? But do you know what they get to justify? Do you know what they get to justify out of being middle of the pack? No, they do get to justify because the first thing Chaim Bloom's going to say at the end of the year is, "Man,
off the stage."
Cora's out of here. Bloom, because of what he has done, he ain't going nowhere.
He's out of here.
No way.
And you're gonna see a revolt by fans. They're gonna lose part of their fan base if they don't make some drastic.
Pal, Cora's gone.
I know he is.
Bloom's here, and Bloom is gonna bring in his guy that is like a Kevin Cash, and is gonna play the statistics.
The Red Sox are gonna do what they've done the last 4 years, and they're gonna fuck the fans, and they're gonna do this whole, we're going to give you a 65-cent player and we're gonna charge you $1.
No, right now they're banking on 2025, my friend.
That's a crock of shit. Then you know what? Then they should have come out and said to the fans, we're rebuilding. No, they haven't. No, they've never said that.
Chaim Bloom continue. Chaim Bloom.
Tell me when.
Right before the All-Star break, had said that we are ahead of schedule because 2025 is the season we're looking at competing.
Jay, that is a crock of shit.
Because that's when all their
ticket prices.
That's when all their quote unquote prospects come through.
Listen, I've seen their fucking prospects. I've watched their prospects. There ain't no Mookie Betts in their prospect system right now.
Marcelo Mayer is an absolute stud.
I watched him. He's not a stud, my friend. He's a baseball player.
No.
He's a good baseball player, but he's
stud.
He's not the second coming of fucking anybody that is in the top 10 in baseball, my friend.
He's Carlos Correa.
Carlos Correa is not a top 10 player in the fucking league.
Bullshit, Carlos Correa ain't a top player in the league.
Let me tell you. Remember the Red Sox could have had Carlos Correa.
Yeah, and he failed his physical. It's because he had failed his physical.
Then you should have given him a chance to fix it. But no.
He's Carlos Correa-esque.
I'm going to ask you a question, then I got to get off this. We spent 30 minutes talking about the fucking
Boston
Red Sox.
Because there's no news about the Bruins.
No, because we got important stuff to talk about, like NFL, baby. But let me ask you the question. Who's the next manager of the Boston Red Sox?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a name none of us have ever heard. It's not going to be a veteran. It's going to be a younger guy who's willing to listen to the front office.
That's a mistake, but that's what they're going to get.
I know. Do you want my opinion and the truth?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
All right.
I'm going to tell you this. So now, hear me out. Say all of a sudden, 2025, 2026, we're jumping in the DeLorean. We're popping ahead a few years. All of a sudden, these prospects that the Bluminati love. I mean, I'm a my-year fan, but supposedly there's others.
I'm also a Jared Duran fan, but go ahead.
Duran is good, man. He's had a good year. One of the fastest guys in MLB. Casas, on the other hand, almost 300.
What's Casas batting?
Casas is up to 262 with 22 home runs.
All right,
but he can't play first. He can't play first base to save his fucking life. But supposedly,
Scott Hatterberg.
No. Supposedly he was Mark Teixeira, but he was going to be the next Mark Teixeira. Glove, bat, the whole 9 yards. But I've yet to see the glove. But the bat, Casas is legit with the bat. The problem with the Red Sox, we're a team full of fucking DHs. To go at it is like, say this plan that he has does come to fruition. Wouldn't it suck come 2028, 2029, 2030 that all of a sudden these guys that come through the majors the minors that come to the majors, all of a sudden they're at this shit again?
What will happen?
That's what, you know what I mean? So that's just my imaginatory thing. I will say 100%. I agree. The Sox are penny pinched. Should things be different? Hell yes. But everything that I told you about the Sox this year, remember that? Who was it? Herm Edwards? They are who they said they. We are who they said they are. The Red Sox are who I told you they were.
No, that was Al Green. That was Al Green.
Okay. Yeah. The Green. Dennis Green. So I said it. They are 2 game under 500, at best 2 games over. That's who they were. In every other town except for Boston, shit like they're doing, fans would love it. You can't tell me a person in Oakland wouldn't love to switch seats with the Red Sox fan right now. For real. For real.
If this was LA, if this was New York, it ain't flying.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, saying, if you were this fan, but the fact there is a hard,
it's Boston, yes,
cold fact.
Yeah, it's
Boston. Give me a hell yeah. It's a Boston fact.
It's Boston, and we have been overly through all 4 sports spoiled with championships. Overly spoiled.
Yeah, but you know what though?
Growing up in the 80s,
growing
up in the 90s,
we had nothing.
So for
80s,
the past,
we had the Celtics, and that was it.
Yeah, Celtics and we could count on the Bruins making the playoffs every year.
But not winning.
That's all.
That's
It didn't matter. When I was a kid, I loved the extra playoff games. I dug it.
But let's be honest.
I dug it. I knew they weren't going to win. Yeah. I knew they weren't gonna, but I just, I love seeing them playoff games with Rick Middleton versus Bob Sauvé as the goalie for the Buffalo Sabres back in the day when the blocker looked like a legit piece of Swiss cheese. And those were the good old days.
Like an ice cream sandwich.
Well, ice cream sandwich.
I used to think like it was a big giant ice cream sandwich when I was.
See the holes in it. I thought it looked like they called it the cheese board.
Yeah, the cheese board.
Because it looked like a piece of Swiss cheese. I agree with you, man.
Okay.
But the thing is, I had said that to me, all I wanted for the summer was for the Sox to keep me interested. And I will say this. They kept me interested.
I'm glad you're interested because you know what I'm interested in? It's time to switch gears, my friend. You ready? We have to turn the page.
To the 6-11 New England Patriots?
We have to talk
to the 6
Patriots.
Yeah, go right ahead.
And we got to talk let's go right into it. The 53-man roster has been effectively made. Preseason's done. I saw nothing in preseason that got me excited. Zero.
That's why I said 6-11.
That's, you know what? Because we're gonna do predictions after. I agree with you, but let's talk about the move, because I'm sure you were probably a little shocked to hear it too. When you take both of your rostered backup QBs and release them, hoping they'll get to, which they both did, the practice squad. So what do you try? What the fuck is this guy thinking? Like, I don't get it. Like, are you trying to tell Mac Jones, "Oh, Mac, we love you. We love you. You're the guy"? Because let's be honest with you, man. If you told me right now, and this is you're gonna crucify me for this one, but if you told me right now that the Patriots were gonna trade Mac Jones, they were gonna sign a Carson Wentz for the year, and then retool the quarterback position next year, I'd be okay with that. If you told me you were getting rid of Mac Jones,
I wouldn't mind taking one of them veteran guys as a backup.
Yeah, but my point is, we saw nothing from the Patriots. Nothing. Now they have only 2 running backs. You have Ramondre Stevenson, who's never been. He's always been in a running back committee, right, with Damian Harris. Now you're expecting him to be kind of the real workhorse, with Zeke kind of being that third down goal line back, and that's it. You have 2 running backs. You have 11 offensive linemen. Where is your offense? And now they just lost Tyquan Thornton for the first 4 games.
Yeah, he's nothing anyways. He's a bust.
I agree. He's a waste. He's a bust. So tell me, our team that has given us
6-11 and Bill Belichick. I'm glad, because listen, it was just like losing Brady. What did I say to you? I want to lose Belichick next because I want to get the net. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go. I'm 51 going on 52. I want the next 20 years of my life to be, I don't want Belichick coughing up 5 more years. You know what I mean? For this cockamamie bullcrap.
Yep.
It's a different NFL. And what I mean by different NFL, it needs young flavor.
It's a passing game now. It has become an aerial game.
It's an aerial game. It's not defense anymore. You can't get certain. You can't. There's no contact no more. It's basic flag football. I'd rather see them air it the hell out.
Well, who are they going to air it out to?
I would have liked to have them seen, sign what's his name?
D-Hop.
Yeah, D-Hop would have been nice. They're saying the one thing is they're saying, look out for this. The LA Rams could have a fire sale, and Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, all could be gone off the LA
retire after this year. Stafford's retiring after this year.
I could see Stafford going to a contender that needs a good quarterback. I can see can I tell you something? If I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I would pick up Matthew Stafford and make him the backup just for an insurance policy in case Joe Burrow was to go down.
Stafford wouldn't do it, though. I think you're not going to get Stafford to sign again.
I think he's already won a world title, and if he is thinking of retiring next year,
here's the thing: Cooper Kupp, yes, has more life on his legs, but Stafford's done. I mean, everything he's already, you got to remember his wife's recovering from the cancer and all that.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of kids. Stafford's he's done. I mean, and again, he's done because he won.
Let's get back to the Patriots. The Patriots itself, I really, ever since the COVID year, and then he came out and he signed all these people, these big-ass deals. It was the first time Belichick ever gave money away.
Yep.
I think the dude has gone loopy, okay? I think he's lost it all. I think it's time for a new regime to come in, whether it's Mayo, whether it's Billy O'Brien. As long as they get rid of Bill Belichick and Bill Belichick's son, I will be happy. I think we need to start over. And I think the more and more stuff like this happens, a guy like Mr. Kraft can see that the Patriots, not only that, but Bill Belichick has lost his mind, the fan. And it's time for him to go. Because even Mr. Kraft's not getting any younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just time. It's just time. 6-11. You know, I wouldn't even mind us getting into the Arizona Cardinals sweepstakes and trying to get that kid Caleb Williams from USC.
Okay.
Or even if Mac does look good with Bill O'Brien and it's something to bank on. And it's 6-10, but yet Mac looked real good and he had great numbers and the offense just needs this or that.
But that's the problem. You just said it. You just said it. It's Bill. I don't know if Bill Belichick knows how to build a winning team in 2023.
Yep.
Because some of his moves, and then I'm looking to see what's out there. I looked at some of the releases, and I'm like, okay, you could have had D-Hop, right? You didn't sign him. You wasted that. You could have had Dalvin Cook, right? To me, a little bit better than Zeke. Nope, he went cheap. And he didn't really go cheap. I thought he was going to sign Leonard Fournette, and you go and drop $6 million guaranteed on Zeke, or $7 million, whatever the hell it was. I'm like, oh, okay, but Zeke isn't catching balls 15 yards down the fucking line.
His contract's not that 6 to 7's not guaranteed.
No, it is. Read it again. It's guaranteed.
I thought
guaranteed money.
I thought 2.3 million is guaranteed.
I know there was guaranteed money on the deal.
There is 2.3 million, and everything else is incentive laden, and it brings it up to $7 or $8 million at the max.
So okay, well then, but even still, right? So you cheap out. You refuse to get a wide receiver.
Do you understand that 2 seasons ago that Zeke was third in the league with receptions for running backs 2 years ago in Dallas?
Where was he last year?
Dallas, but
no, I know that. No, I'm saying, where was it last year?
Tony Pollard took over, man.
No, Tony Pollard took over as the runner.
Tony Pollard took over as everything there, man. After a while, last year Zeke was a shell of himself last year.
And but you still gave him almost. You told him if you.
I think Bill looked at the shape he was in because he looks tremendous. He doesn't look like the overweight Zeke that he was for the past year or two in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's a veteran.
Listen, I get all that, but again, I go back to.
I would have taken Dalvin Cook and given Dalvin Cook the money because Dalvin Cook is more like that the guy that we lost there, James White.
Just way more explosive.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could. Yes.
The problem I look here, Jay, right? When I see what you're maintaining 11 offensive linemen. Okay,
I guarantee there won't be that many I think there's going to be so many roster changes within the next week before the beginning of the year. It's going to spin our heads. Everybody said it. He underprepared the offense while over-preparing the defense.
The defense, exactly. Once again, and he's in the toughest division in all. I remember when Brady was here, it was the easiest division. Nobody competed. Now it really is the toughest division in the NFL. It's the only division that comes even close, might be the AFC Central or the NFC East, but the East, the Washington Commanders are a joke. And you know, the point is, and you said it, man, we're looking at last place in 6-11. They're going to get their doors blown off of them week 1.
Oh my God!
They're going to get their doors blown off.
you know what
Jalen Hurts, they're going to go off, and I'll give you a prediction right now. The Patriots lose by 24 or more.
Oh, I can see a 3-touchdown kick. I can see 3 touchdowns at least.
At least, and that's sad because we're talking.
It's Tom Brady night.
What night is?
Opening night is Tom Brady night.
Is he going to actually be there?
Yep.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting
you. Oh my God! What are they doing? They just doing like a hey rah 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 to him?
It's his appreciation night, man. I think it's a lot of people are saying he's going to be the first guy to have his number not only retired, but it's going to be inside the stadium.
That's gonna, that's razzing Bill's ass. That is
Bill
Bill's ass.
Supposedly, I know. He said, "Man, if we could have more of them nights." I don't know whether or not he was joking about it.
I don't know, man. But all I know is that's a bad night to do it because they're gonna get their doors blown off. And I don't know if they have a backup. I don't see with the Patriots this year like I have in previous years. And I say previous years, I say pre-Cam Newton years, the Brady years. If the Patriots lost a player, other than Brady, you weren't concerned. Like all right, next man up mentality.
Zappy it'll either be Zappy
they just signed somebody.
Who?
No, they just signed somebody.
Who did?
Patriots signed, I'll tell you right now.
Colt McCoy?
No, I thought they were going to sign Colt McCoy. No. Patriots sign. Where is it? They just signed. It's got a weird name. I thought they were going to sign Colt McCoy, and they didn't. What the fuck is it? Patriots transactions 2023.
So you're going to tell me they signed the worst Zappy?
They claimed Matt Corral off of waivers from Carolina.
Okay, Matt Corral. I believe Corral was a high draft choice either 1 or 2 years ago.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't a high draft choice. I'll tell you right now about him. Hold on. Never even heard the guy's fucking name. He played in Carolina. He never even touched the field. Hold on.
Yep, but I believe he's one of the quarterbacks that they took a year or 2 ago, high draft choice.
Matt Corral he played college football at Ole Miss.
Yep.
He was a 3rd-round draft pick.
Okay, I remember here because Corral. What year was he drafted? Same year as
2022.
So that was last year?
It was last year.
Okay, I remember hearing his name because he played for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, correct?
Yes.
Okay. He was a good college quarterback.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's all I can say. He's a real good college quarterback, dude. Real good, real good.
Redshirted his freshman year, and then, yep.
Corral was a good quarterback at Ole Miss.
Yep. At Ole Miss, here are his numbers. I just want to go through his numbers real quick. His total numbers at Ole Miss, he had 8,200 plus passing yards, 57 TDs to 23 interceptions. He had a total of his rushing attempts. He had 334 rushing attempts, 1,300 rushing yards, 18 rushing TDs.
Sounds to me like he's athletic. Very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, Corral. I liked him. I remember watching him at Ole Miss. That's why I said Lane Kiffin ran that really pro style, open style of game. A lot of RPO. Lots of RPO, and that's what the Patriots' offense is based
Matt
off
Corral
of.
was the kid that suffered a leg injury and got carted off at the Sugar Bowl.
Yep, that's why he fell to the third round.
Yeah, he was selected. He suffered a something injury in preseason against New England. It's funny. Last year, he suffered an injury against New England in preseason and was placed on season-ending IR.
Well, we felt bad, and now he's on our team. When he got hurt in college, this is why I said, my first thing I said to you, he was a high draft choice. He was predicted. He was on the Mel Kiper big board as a quarterback.
Yes, he was. I remember him. Yep.
So I say it right there. You think he was nervous about Zippy Zappy? This Corral, from what I remember, if you want to go back and look at some tape at him at Ole Miss, he can run the ball.
Yeah,
a little bit more athletic than Mac Jones.
Do you think there's a short leash on Mac Jones this year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're telling me if they go out there and stink up the place at 0-4 to start the year that you're going to, like, why would you? What if this kid Corral looks good in practice? What if Zippy Zappy starts lighting it up on the practice squad? He's eligible.
The other quarterback on the. And
what about Malik Cunningham?
That's what they say he's not ready.
Yep, broke
he's
all
not
the records.
Ready to be an NFL quarterback, but Malik Cunningham fits the same mold.
Yep,
a run first quarterback.
So let's say this. So the one thing is they say that this offense that's being drawn up is definitely suited for Mac. This is Mac's offense.
It's the Alabama offense.
Yes. Now, that's why I believe that quite possibly they took this Corral kid, because the Alabama offense, who was the offensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide before Bill O'Brien? Lane Kiffin.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, what offense, quite possibly, did Mississippi run? The Alabama RPO offense.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what we're going to see.
We all know this, and they say, whoa, it's Bill O'Brien's offense. The way that Mac Jones met Bill O'Brien,
he didn't work with him that much.
No, he didn't. He went back to Alabama the year he got drafted to work with Bill O'Brien to help him learn the Alabama offense. So Nick Saban doesn't take Nick Saban. That's the offense, and Lane Kiffin took that same offense to Mississippi.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned
Ole Miss,
right?
Yep.
Do you think it would be out of the realm for, say, for the New England Patriots, if and when Belichick goes, to go after a coach the caliber of Lane Kiffin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lane Kiffin deserves a second chance in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's a proven college winner, and I think that's what you need. I think nowadays you need an expert on offense, you need an expert on defense.
But you need someone who can play who understands what the offense is this day and age. The years of the pocket passer are over. The years of the defense run first offenses are over. It is a passing league, and it is a running quarterback league.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, people like I know this is off topic, but I think the best way to solidify how running backs get paid, it should be a whole different perspective. I think running backs, in order for their money worth to go up, like a Saquon Barkley, he's more than 50% of their offense. He shouldn't be considered a running back.
Not this year, he won't be. They got a phenomenal tight end in Darren Waller, who looks phenomenal.
But
You're talking probably 75% of their offense between the two of them.
I think that people like him because you're going to see a guy named Bijan Robinson out of Atlanta who is
it's Bihan as he's trying to change his name.
okay.
Yeah. B. Robinson,
B. Robinson. He's going to be that type of back.
He's going to be the do-it-all back, yeah.
You got Austin Eckler in San Diego.
He's more of a pass-catching back.
Yes, but I mean, what I'm saying is these backs aren't like. I just think the running back position should be deemed differently on how they pay scale their stuff because, like, I get it. The quarterback's the man. I just think when you talk money, I think everybody gets paid way too much, and the scales are fucked up.
Agreed.
Because people like Dak Prescott, who are gonna make next year. Do you know what he's gonna make?
Isn't it like 35 or 40 million?
$60 million.
But it's not a guaranteed contract, if I'm mistaken. Right?
60. As long as he doesn't get waived or traded, he gets 60.
There's the difference in the NFL than anything else. Is none of those contracts are guaranteed.
Yes, I know.
Unless your name's Deshaun Watson at $300 million.
And then you got Lamar Jackson, $285 guaranteed.
And neither one of them are worth that guarantee.
No.
I'm sorry. If your name was Tom Brady, maybe.
I think this, and hear me out. I think contracts should be year-based with a set pay. And then depending on your position, on where you rank yearly, should determine the bonuses so that you can get.
You're talking more like NBA contracts.
Oh my no! Like what
NBAs are more set numbers.
No, yeah, to a certain extent, but after Jaylen Brown gets that money, he ain't worth being the highest paid player in the NBA. That's where the NBA is off on their scale.
You're never going to get that, though, that scaling thing, because
I believe,
especially with the NFL, because of the fact that they do not have guaranteed contracts.
Yeah, I think sports itself should be on a scale. When you're drafted, if you're drafted in the first round, you guarantee every guy that's drafted in the first round gets $1 million. But if you're the top 10, you get bonus categories. How many snaps? This, that, and the other. And all of a sudden,
well, it is similar like that.
Hear me out. Now your your first year in your rookie deal could be worth $6 million. But what I'm saying is it's not like that, because guys who haven't done jack shit in this league end up being the highest paid at this, or the high, and it just. It's just messed up.
Well, no, I agree, but
that's all.
I agree, but look,
money is insane.
Money's insane, but I don't want to get into contract talk, because that could be a whole show in itself, and I think we're in agreement on a lot, because we go across the 4 sports. But let's keep it back to where we're talking, right? So we're talking.
With you telling me about the quarterback they just signed, I don't miss Zippy Zappy so much.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a zippy zappy guy to begin with. I liked him, but listen, let's be honest. He was a flavor of the week quarterback. He is not a true NFL starting quarterback.
They said zippy zappy. Anybody could have went in there to look good. It was a high school offense.
Yes.
And he just ran around to make it his little thing. So
what is Zippy's? You know why people like Zippy Zappy? Because who did it remind them of?
Doug
Jimmy
Flutie.
G.
And
Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's be honest. Okay. Unfortunately for us in New England, it's the reward and the curse of Tom Brady.
Yep.
We will reward.
Where do you see this team? Legit, not watching week 1. Where do you see them?
Last place in the AFC East, probably finishing in the bottom 6 in the league.
What do you think their record
6-11? Huh?
Okay. So you're in agreement, 6-11 with me.
I'm either 5-12 or 6-11.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't listen. They're not now that I've had a chance, and I'm not a Hard Knocks guy, but now that I had a chance to see what the New York Jets, and I hate to say this, but the New York Jets are going to be a legitimate fucking team.
Oh, yes.
This year, right? And I love Robert Saleh as a coach. I think he's going to be the next great young coach. He understands offense and defense well, and he doesn't, and he knows his role. I think that we're in the toughest division in football. I think Buffalo is going to Buffalo. It's going to come down between Buffalo and the Jets.
Buffalo's one injury away. So
That's
is
why
it Miami.
I'm telling you. You ready? The New York. My prediction. We're going to do predictions in a little bit. I'm going to wait to hear my prediction for the AFC East. But I think that the Patriots are finishing in the bottom of the league.
I do too. 6-11.
6-11, and I think that's not going to be the worst place team, but I think they're going to probably have a top 7 or a top 8 draft pick.
You know who my sleeper is this year?
Sleeper team? Let's hear it.
Yep. And I hate this team to death.
All right, so it's not the Chicago Bears.
Fuck no. The Pittsburgh.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew you were going to say it. I thought you were going to say them or the Cleveland Browns. But
I love me some Kenny Pickett. I love the receiver that that they got, but we took Tyquan Thornton Pickens, I believe his name is.
Yep.
And they got Najee Harris at running back.
And they still have Deontay Johnson as
yep.
They have Najee Harris, and they have the Najee Harris's backup.
I will say this:
pretty good.
The Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild.
They never really rebuilt, my friend. They just had a bad year.
Their offense has rebuilt.
But when I say rebuilt, they rebuilt last year, but they did it in such a way that they didn't suck bad.
When you rebuild, I look at it. They revamped their offense with young people. Is way ahead of what the New England Patriots have done.
You mean when they lost raping chicks and throwing picks, Ben Roethlisberger?
Yep.
All right, are you ready?
But you think about it too, and they had Le'Veon Bell, and at one time they had Schuster, Brown.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were
before that. Wait. Let's go farther back. They had Santonio Holmes.
Yep.
When he was good, they had Hines Ward.
Yes.
Who was a constant. They had the other kid there.
So
what the hell was his name? I forget his name now. But regardless.
Regardless.
Are you ready?
They have rebuilt. This was a topic on Boston Sports Talk. Who's rebuilt their offense quicker? The Patriots or Pittsburgh? Absolutely. And they got a stud offensive line.
Ready? Here we go. We are transitioning. We're keeping football here. Jay, I am going to give you, it is time for you to give me your predictions, and I will give you my opinion as you give them. We're going to start right here. We're going to go through each division with you. You tell me who's finishing first to last in each division. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Let's go.
NFC West, we'll start with the West. Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. What do you have? Who do you have predicting to win that division?
Pete Carroll.
Cardinals, Rams,
Pete
49ers.
Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, I will disagree with you.
With San Francisco, a quick second. And the only reason why I'm not sold on San Francisco is because I'm not
Brock Purdy guy.
Brock Purdy. I'm hoping Purdy don't turn back into a pumpkin.
Turn back into the what do they call him? The most irrelevant man in the draft?
Yes. So that's the one question mark, and them not having Bosa signed to a contract yet. Okay. That's why that's why I haven't put them there. Okay. That's why.
My prediction is 49ers win it with the Los Angeles Rams making a run. Okay. Cardinals,
Rams are going to be 6-11 this year, and they will sell everything off by October.
Would you agree? Arizona Cardinals are the worst team in that division.
Yes.
this year?
Arizona's going to win one game, and they will have Caleb Williams.
Okay. NFC South, we have the Falcons, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Buccaneers. Who do you have winning that division, my friend?
Wow.
Probably the worst division in football, by mind you.
How about this? I think it's going to come down to either the who damn that there Saints or the resurgence
Falcons.
of the ATL. Yep.
Okay, I am with you 1,000%. I think it comes down. I think that the winner of this division is a winner who's one game over 500.
I was just going to say that.
They're going to be
9
one
and
game
8.
over 500.
9 and 8.
Yeah, 9 and 8. I am going to go with the Falcons because I think that with Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, your first true year, Desmond Ridder, I think that they'll be able to put enough together to win it. And
Yeah,
I'm going to say
too.
the Saints would be contending. The Bucks and the Panthers are going to be way down in the fucking. I think the Panthers finish.
So. Yep, Panthers are going to be horrible.
And that's sad because they had the number 1 overall
draft. I think they want that anyways because I think they're going to want they want a stud receiver or stud offensive lineman.
Yep. All right, here we go to what I think has become a.
But hey, hold on.
Yep.
The reason why I really like New Orleans to a certain extent, I think Carr has something to prove. And they're saying Carr looks like
Derek fucking Carr.
Yeah, they're saying Derek Carr is in great shape, and let's just see. Okay. He gets to play against Baker Mayfield twice a year.
Yep. All right. Are you ready for the division that I think could be the funnest division to watch in the NFL? The NFC North, we have the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. Who do you have winning what could be a crapshoot? What I think could be a crapshoot this year.
I don't. This is my other. This is the team that everybody in the NFL underestimates and doesn't understand how good they were last year. They proved it. They had a chance to make the playoffs up until the last game. Up until they made. I believe they made the playoffs the last game of the year, or they almost made the playoffs.
If you say my second favorite team, I love you. Go ahead. This is my second favorite team of all time.
Detroit Lions.
That's my second favorite team in football my entire life. I've always been a Lions guy. I am with you. We agree 1,000%. I think the Detroit Lions will win the NFC North.
Without a doubt.
Now, tell me who's got what team, and I think there is a team in this division that's going to make the playoffs as a wild card.
It's not Justin Fields' year.
I disagree with you.
Nope.
I think the Bears will.
I don't think they have enough. Mike would love you right now because Mike loves the Bears. That's Mike's favorite team.
I am not a Bears guy, but sorry, my cat just decided to go.
It's all good.
On top. That's Simba. I think that this year they have enough. They have good running back in Khalil Herbert plus Dante Foreman, although he's hurt. DJ Moore's on a resurgence here. Justin Fields, I think, was undervalued last year, and it was in a tough predicament. They revamped their offensive line. Remember, Aaron Rodgers is no longer in the Green Bay Packers, who, by the way, will finish last in the NFC North. In the North, North, they'll finish.
Nope. I think it's.
It will not be the Vikings.
It's Detroit. It's Detroit. Green Bay, the Vikings.
Okay, second best division in all of football, in my opinion. This could be the one of the two most competitive divisions. The NFC East. We have the Dallas Cowboys. We have the resurging New York Giants. We have the unbelievable Philadelphia Eagles. And then that team that plays in Washington. Who do you have? And I think this is pretty simple.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying that the Commanders are going to win it, but don't underestimate what Washington is. What Washington is doing. They're an upbeat. They're an
They need a
upbeat
quarterback.
team. Oh, they're saying that the guy that they got this
Sam
guy
Howell?
that is Howell, the guy that
That's
Howell
the guy.
was.
That's their starting quarterback.
Yep.
Jacoby Brissett is the backup.
Yep, he's a first round draft choice. Howell.
I just don't know. All right, but let's be honest.
So
is there a team that's going to dethrone the Eagles?
So yes, I don't think I think it's
in
very
that division.
Yes. Yep.
Who do you got? Don't say the Dallas Cowboys are dethroning the Eagles.
No.
You're going to say the New York Giants.
I think the New York Football Giants.
Wow.
I think the New York Football Giants.
You think Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Darren because Daniel Jones is much like Mac Jones. He
Daniel,
listen, really great
Daniel Jones, if you look at him, that's Eli Manning.
I agree, but what my point is
he
Daniel
is.
Jones
listen,
does not have
Daniel Jones spent ever since he was 12 years old.
Yeah,
at the Manning Passing Academy. That is why the Giants took him, because Eli's like, this guy can succeed me. I think that listen,
they don't have receivers.
I'm saying it right now. Philadelphia finishes 10-7.
Oh, no way, dude.
This is my thing. Hear me out.
Unless Jalen Hurts gets hurt.
This is my prediction. Yes, I believe just this year people get up to play Philadelphia. I believe a few things don't go their way. And yes, I see them finishing. I can see if Hurts gets injured, them finishing 10-7, and the Giants come down to win it at 11-6.
All right, so
I just don't. As much as the Cowboys are built, I don't believe in Dak Prescott. I believe Dak Prescott is a interception machine.
I am going to disagree with you on this one. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will not run away, but will definitively win this conference. However, in this division. However, I'm
saying it now. The Detroit Lions are winning the whole NFC.
Oh, my God. All right, hold on. All right, so you answer my next question. So let me finish my point. I think I have the Eagles winning it, and I have two wildcard teams coming out of this division in the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. My next question would have been,
who's my wildcards? Here you go now. Here's my wildcards. Philadelphia. And the San Francisco 49ers.
Need one more. Remember, there's one more wild card.
Okay. The Washington Commanders.
Oh, okay, I totally disagree with you. And you've already told me you have the Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have, my opinion is gave you two of my three. I think the third wild card team will be the Chicago Bears. And I think
the Bears are just as worse as the Commanders.
Nope. And I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will go to the Super Bowl once again. Now, let's go to the AFC West with your Kansas. I'm not kidding. We have the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos. Give me the prediction that I want to hear. Will Kansas City repeat as the AFC West champions? Can the Los Angeles Chargers overcome? Will the Las Vegas Raiders find a way to win?
All right,
I'm Denver Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the reach right here.
Okay, what do you got? You're gonna say the Las Raiders? If you say the Raiders, you're nuts.
No, never in a million years. I think this is the year for Justin Herbert.
Me too. I'm with you. I think this year the Chargers. I think I'm with you. I think the Chargers take this this division this year?
I think the Chargers take this division this year. I don't think Patrick Mahomes takes a step back. I believe
the team takes a step back.
I think the team takes a step back. I think that Kelsey's starting to get up there in age. I think you start to see him diminish and maybe get beat up a little bit. And I don't care. I think without Kelsey, if he misses times, the other guy, the team runs because of Kelsey.
The team ran because of their offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who's now with the Washington Commanders.
But before that, they had a good offense.
Bieniemy was there for a long time, though.
Yes, but before
he was
that,
there when
who was the last coach of the Chicago Bears? Who was the guy who was the coach of the Chicago Bears?
I forget.
He was their last offensive coordinator.
Anyways, I'm with you. The Los Angeles Chargers to take this division. Probably the
Kansas City Chiefs are I'm going to say this, they're my wild card team because I believe that West is going to be like they're going to be like 13-4, and then Kansas City under them is like 12-5. You know what I mean? I think that you're going to see the big wins out of there. I think you might even see a 14-3 team in the West.
Okay, so now we're going to transition to the worst division in the AFC, the South. You have the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans. I think this one's pretty much a slam dunk, but let me hear it, Mr. Rumble. Who do you have taken this division?
The MVP of the league, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, I agree with the winner. I do not agree with the MVP of the league. But yes, I do agree. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think Trevor Lawrence comes into his own, and
Absolutely.
Trevor Lawrence will be up for the MVP.
All right, disagree, but that's fine.
Trevor Lawrence,
teams, not players.
Trevor Lawrence will be up for the MVP.
All right,
he might not win it, but Trevor Lawrence will be mentioned in the consideration.
When you say mentioned, or are we saying top 3?
Yes.
The MVP?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I truly believe that. Believe that.
All right.
I believe when I get to him, you'll know who the MVP is.
Are you ready? AFC North. Probably one of the hardest hitting divisions in all of NFL. We have the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Ryan Malonis would love you right now.
I know he would.
He's a huge Steelers fan.
I know that.
All right. What do you have?
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm thinking Baltimore goes downhill. No. Baltimore goes downhill. A, number 1, because of age. B, number 2, because the Lamar Jackson doesn't fit well into the new offensive scheme that this guy has, and it don't matter that he's got all these receivers because he's never, in my estimation, been a great passing quarterback.
Okay.
Joe Burrow, by the fourth game of the week, tears his Achilles, and I think Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns will finish second. And I'm just saying this right now. The man who is the best coach in all the NFL, Mr. Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers win the AFC North.
I agree with you with the Ravens. I think Cleveland will be a team that doesn't go up, doesn't go down. I think Cleveland's going to struggle because I don't like Deshaun Watson. I don't think that he's the quarterback people say he is. However, I do think Cleveland's one of those teams that could go 8-9, 9-8. I think that Pittsburgh will be the top wild card team. I think Cincinnati is still too strong offensively.
If Joe Burrow doesn't get injured, yes.
For me to deny them the division. However, again, this is one of those divisions that they bang the shit out of each other. But all right, good to hear. We're in somewhat of agreement.
If Burrow goes down, they don't win it. If Burrow stays healthy, Cincinnati
I'm going
wins the
based off
division.
of if a team is healthy, obviously.
I just don't like the shape
Okay.
that Burrow's in right now. And when you
All
have
right.
those calf strains, those are bad. Those are bad.
All right. So
Those are
I'm
bad
gonna
injuries.
tell you. I'm gonna give you the our division of the AFC East. And before I hear your prediction, I'm going to give you mine. So we have the dreaded Buffalo Bills. Fucking. You have the squish the fish Dolphins. We have those damn Jets, and we have our New England Patriots. And my prediction in the team that will go to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. As hard as it is for me to say that, and the words coming out of my mouth, and I want to go flush my fucking face down a toilet, the fact is they are probably going to be one of the top two teams. They're going to host. I don't know if they'll be the top team, but they will host a divisional round game, and I believe they will be our AFC. It'll be the Jets and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I think you're going to see the resurgence of the MVP this year, Aaron Rodgers.
Right now, I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers is the league MVP.
Oh, we agree. Okay. Yep.
I'm giving you two scenarios. I'm giving you one thinking with my brain and one thinking with my heart.
All right. Give me the one. Listen. Put
The
the two of
one
them together.
thinking with my brain is if Buffalo stays healthy, Miami stays healthy. You got Jets, Buffalo, Miami, New England. If Tua goes down, if Allen goes down, it's New York, New England, Buffalo, Miami.
That sounds like your heart talking, not your mind, my friend.
That one's the second one is my heart. Because hear me out. The second one is more or less hoping that
you just said that the New England Patriots were going 6-11. You ain't going 6-11.
I know that. But in a hopeful world, even though I know it's not gonna become like this because it's the new version of the New England Patriots. But in years past, Belichick has done some stuff like that. But it's with Tom Brady as the quarterback, and it just ceases to amaze you on how you go to the Super Bowl and win it. Unfortunately, we don't have that magic spell anymore. But if we were to say have that magic spell,
we don't, so we can't say we do. Look, let's go by what we have in front of us. We're going by exactly what we got now.
6-10, 6-10, 8-11, 8-9 at best.
Okay, so are you in agreement the Jets will win the division?
The Jets are winning the division. It's Jets, Buffalo, Miami, New England.
Do the Jets go to the Super Bowl?
Wow.
So I'm going to give you my prediction.
I'm just going to tell you this right now. If Cincinnati stays healthy, nobody's beating Joe Burrow.
It's not going to happen. Cincinnati is not going back to the Super Bowl, my friend. I'm sorry. They had their chance. They are not going back.
If Joe Burrow stays healthy, Cincinnati, in my opinion, is going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, fair enough.
And they are going to meet either the Detroit Lions or the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. So,
but the Eagles do not win the East. They get healthy for playoff time, and that's how they end up winning the NFC.
So, disagree. I think that it comes down to the Jets in your Pittsburgh Steelers.
I like that.
And the Jets will host the game. They will win the game. And my Super Bowl prediction is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets. Eagles. I'm going to go. I'm basing it off of what I saw last year. I think that the Eagles and the Jets put on an ultimate classic of a Super Bowl. And I think that the Eagles sneak by the Jets in the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year. Although it could go, and I'm also going to say it right now, if you told me, you could sell me to go the other way. But I think
I love A-Rod. I love the fact that he's the MVP. But I think it comes down to he just does the Aaron Rodgers thing. And
Aaron Rodgers, this is why, because he's going to do exactly what Brady did. He's going to go to another team, and he's going to win it.
I hope so. But when I just got this weird feeling.
Oh yeah. Okay, real quick.
And I think Burrow and Chase is the best 1-2 punch in the NFL.
Okay, before we wrap things up here, my friend, next week we have a little thing called the fantasy football draft here. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Want to talk briefly. I'm going to ask you a question. And I want your honest to God.
The best part is I'm playing fantasy football. The last time I played fantasy football, America Online was around.
Oh, my God. If you had the chance, all right, if you get the number 1 overall pick, who do you take?
Holy crap, dude.
Who would your number 1 overall
See, that's the one thing that I haven't played fantasy, so
you better get caught up, my friend, then.
I will. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna pick up one of them books and look at the thing.
Soon.
It's all good. Right. There's only 12 of us.
Okay.
So
that's usually how it is.
You gotta look who makes points, and evidently it's usually you're gonna probably go a good quarterback or a good wide receiver.
How much are we paying for this, by the way?
Who?
Are we doing any money? We going to do money, or is this just to go for the glory?
I think it's just going for the glory. Or everybody should put up $20, and there should be a $240 grand prize. I could do that.
Winner take all. All right.
Yep, winner take all.
Let me. I want to transition because I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this.
So, if I was to guess, the guy who had the most touches in the NFL last year was a guy named Saquon Barkley. So a guy named maybe Saquon Barkley could be a choice of mine, maybe to
do your homework, buddy, before you draft. I'm going to tell you.
Or do you pick a really good wide receiver like Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson would be a good pick.
That I do look at. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Why not Aaron Rodgers, his buddy now? The dude. Yep. So I get that. You know what I mean?
All right.
But when I say Saquon Barkley, the only reason why I say Barkley is a guy like him and Bijan Robinson. They're going to they're going to touch the ball a lot. They're going to score.
Yeah.
Isn't that where you get your points?
You got to look at we have to look at the point scoring system and base it off of that.
Okay.
All right. So real quick, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this, but I did want to touch upon this.
Yeah.
So as someone who was in the hospital with COVID, hell, I remember being in the hospital, reaching out to you guys on the fucking show and texting you guys when you're on the show. Briefly want to touch on the Bray Wyatt thing because it has been learned, obviously I was a person who I believed what I heard. I had heard it was mental health holding him back, and a lot of people thought it was mental health, and the whole because they weren't coming forthright with the medical conditions that he was suffering from. But as we have learned, the medical condition was he got COVID and then suffered. He had a underlying heart condition, which exposed the heart condition worse. It's pretty fucking sad to hear that he went to the doctors the day he died, said he didn't feel good, went home. He was supposed to be wearing a defibrillator, doesn't wear it, and then takes a nap and dies ultimately dies from a heart attack the same way Hawk did from the LOD. It's fucking sad because with Bray Wyatt, I had this conversation with somebody today is, listen, he had a great career and he had many years left. And I think that it's going to be the thing of you got a lot of great stuff in it. I felt like Bray Wyatt had the talent, and I said this on the wrestling show when we used to do Talking Shit with the Boys. I said it then, and I'll say it again. Bray Wyatt was going to be, and now unfortunately I have to say, probably would have been the next great character to the level of The Undertaker.
I said that
the Undertaker. Okay,
I said he was under. I said at the. I said he had the potential to be Undertaker-esque.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He really
I agree,
did.
110%.
And it's so sad to hear that he died like that. Like, I know immediately people thought suicide, and I was like,
oh, definitely. That's the first thing that came through my mind was suicide.
I think everybody thought that because everyone, I think, still assumed he was dealing with mental health. But man, finding out it wasn't that, and the fucking fact that the defibrillator was in his fucking car, man. And now we understand too why he wasn't back, why he left. And it's almost like, I think you, I, and Jimmy Fingers almost have to eat our words from when we did some of the booking session shows, because we all were like, we don't want Bray. He's unreliable. He's this, he's that. And then you come to find out he wanted to be back. He just physically couldn't do it because of his heart. I
think stuff like that should be known. It should
have been known,
but
then it goes into like HIPAA violations, and I get it, but man, like to me, that loss is up there with Eddie Guerrero, man. Like that's a loss that the wrestling business will never really get over. When you lose Eddie Guerrero, business never really got over Eddie Guerrero's death. Bray's going to be the same thing, man. That'll be a loss the business never really gets over.
Do you think they got over Brody Lee's death?
Yeah, they did. I think people that were close to Brody Lee, but Brody Lee wasn't at the same level as Bray, man. And I like Brody Lee, but Brody Lee wasn't Eddie Guerrero. He wasn't Bray Wyatt-esque. He was great, but
Sticky Fingers Forbes might not agree with you there. He thinks
no. Brody Lee was more. The boys may never get over Brody Lee that worked with him, were close with him, but I think the fans.
He loves all these characters that have never taken a shower in their whole fucking life.
To me, it's not that. To me, it was more about.
It's a joke. But he likes those bearded, burly. Like he loves those characters, just like he loved the Briscoes. He does.
Like Jay Briscoe, people are going to get over Jay Briscoe. People close to him, will remember him, but the fans are over Briscoe.
Yep.
But the fans never got over Eddie. I mean, they still talk about, they cheer for Eddie.
Absolutely.
And Bray's
that's why Chavo's still butthurt that Rey Mysterio makes this gimmick live on. Chavo should just shut up.
He should.
Chavo just jealous because all he was on was Glow on Netflix.
And I just think that this was as a fan and as a guy as a member of the business, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. It's losing Funk, but I mean Funk was old and Funk will be missed, but it's dude, man. Like I was so looking forward to seeing Bray come back and see the next version and the next run. Just like real quick, like I'm hearing there is legitimacy to, and I don't know if you guys addressed this the other night, but Seth Rollins is back. There's legitimacy to an injury. Now, the severity of the injury, I don't know how severe they're making it out to be, but I have read that, there is legitimacy to it, and he may be taking some time off to heal. But I'm hearing, listen, buddy, it's 2023. You don't need to bow down to that. It's not illegal to take. It's not illegal to take a hit. Might have a
student or two watching, and they'll be like, teacher shouldn't be doing that.
Just tell them it's from God put it there in the earth for when after they graduate.
Yeah.
But I'm reading that this weekend may be the weekend that we see the Money in the Bank cashed in.
Really?
So
Okay.
keep an eye for this.
Man,
Okay?
I want to see Shinsuke win the title.
No, Shinsuke is not going to win. But what I am hearing,
Jimmy Fing is going to be mad that Shinsuke don't win.
okay, so here, if this happens, because I've heard this is potential booking, this could happen. You may see something happen with the Judgment Day, where and if this does happen, this is exactly what's going to go down. Where J.D. McDonough winds up taking the place of Damian Priest in the tag match, and J.D. McDonough and Finn Balor will win the titles because as you know, Owens is legitimately hurt.
Yep.
Owens is legit hurt and does need it. He can't really go to the ring. I mean, he can't really go as much as he wants to. They need.
What's wrong with them?
It's either his foot or he tore something in here because he legitimately couldn't lift it like he was in a lot of pain. And then if that's the case and that happens, the Judgment Day will attack Seth. After Seth wins the match, Shinsuke Nakamura they will destroy his back. Out comes the Judgment Day with Damian Priest to cash in the Money in the Bank. Goes over, and then the Judgment Day, quote unquote, have all the gold. And that's how JD McDonough is now introduced into the Judgment Day, because he will now be the tag team champion, but they'll do a gimmick where he has to kind of earn it or some shit like that. But ultimately, it is potential that Damian Priest cashes in, because Rollins is going to wind up eventually having to take some time off to heal his back.
Wow.
Yep.
I was thinking it was Shinsuke's night. Finally, they were going to give him the world title.
No, they're not going to do that.
So many other of these New Japan guys are over other places. It's real lousy. Shinsuke is one of the best of all time in Japan wrestling.
Just
it's
doesn't
horrible.
have, to me, he doesn't have main event.
I love these vignettes.
I love him,
that he's
but
doing.
I would love to see Shinsuke with the US title. If they moved him over to there, and then he always talk like the best. Think of this heel gimmick. He's the US champion, and he never does a promo in American. He's like, he does, and they're like, what did you just say? Oh! And they're like, but you're the US champ, and it's just that underlining gimmick of the US champion who refuses to speak English.
Like, I loved his promos and vignettes the past couple of weeks.
Because they're doing a lot more of that, which I love. The fact that he's speaking the other language, no one really knows what he's saying, and you're like, oh, what the fuck's he saying?
You can tell Vince isn't in charge to that standpoint.
Vince isn't there right now, man. Vince isn't there. Vince is he's recovering from he had a real serious surgery or some shit. I remember reading it was either a surgery or something, but yeah, Vince isn't there right now.
Wow. I heard he had a surgery, but at times I don't believe it.
But I mean, you can tell the last couple of weeks it's been Triple H. The shows have been good. And I'm gonna say the Miz LA Knight is really starting to. I like it because it's you're seeing you're getting out of the Miz what people love about him, and he's giving LA Knight the rub. And who better to give the rub than a guy who's just like him?
Yeah,
and the Miz is great. I mean, the Miz is great.
The funny thing is the Miz has done two really great angles and got guys over and have made them legends. The first guy would be Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah,
with that that heat smack talk there when they went at it, and the second was AJ Styles.
Yep,
when AJ broke his fucking tooth out, and it just started from there. Yep. So, yeah, the Miz is the right guy. The Miz is the right guy for this.
Absolutely, to help strap the Rocket.
JD JD was mad the other night when the Miz was dressed as LA Knight. He really thought it was LA Knight.
But that was priceless when he's
It
like,
was.
yeah. It was priceless. But you know what they're gonna do? Mock my words. The fans, every time LA Knight kicks, you're gonna get a yeah. And when he does a punch, the fans will go, yeah. The yeah is gonna be the new what.
Yep.
The yeah is the new what. Mock my words. And the crazy thing about it is The Rock and Stone Cold love what this kid's doing. Love it. And the fan, you know why it's natural and organic with the fans with LA Knight? It's because he's giving us the child of the characters of The Rock and Stone Cold in a newer version but it's organic. Like he's doing his own thing, but it is. I mean, the greatest form of flattery is imitation.
Yeah.
Right.
Eli Drake when he was Eli Drake in TNA,
it was awesome.
It was the same thing.
And he really is the same thing.
It's the same thing, just a different name.
So I'm interested. Payback should be good. This week, this weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
That I am.
I think after Payback, we have to. You, me, and Fingers got to get our next sessions show. Yeah.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Okay.
But, so,
I did not watch All In, but I did see Soraya win it. Happy for her.
That was the worst match of the card.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, but worst match. I'm not gonna lie. MJF and Adam Cole stole the show.
Yes. Yep.
And MJF.
You hear people are ragging like I want to kick. Like I watched that pay-per-view from head to toe, and people tried to say, "Oh, it's only 1 to 2 matches." That blah blah blah. Can I tell you something?
I mean, Samoa Joe and CM Punk had a great match.
I am not. At times, I don't need a story on why two guys are wrestling. At times, I just want to see two really good fucking guys go at it. You know what I'm saying?
I understand,
That's the story. One upping everybody. One upping. One upping your opponent.
I think the problem with AEW is it's part of it's the production too and the way
their shows have been getting better. Like Dynamite is better, and their best show is the Saturday one because a lot of ex-WWE guys are in charge of it. And now I'm hearing Punk is getting the heat again
because he got into a fight with what's his face, Jungle Boy.
Yep,
they got suspended. Punk's legitimately suspended. And the funny thing is, AEW did not tell him. They called his lawyer to tell him.
Wow.
Mark my words. CM Punk is done with AEW. He will be back in the WWE within a year to finish his career. Mark my words. Mark my words.
They got him to come back, and I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
And you know what? You know what? I don't blame Punk. Because at the end of the day, you got these younger kids talking shit. Like, I'm sorry, I don't blame them. Like, Punk's the kind of guy, and he's upfront about it. Like, if you got a fucking problem, come to me. But I think what Punk's looking at, he's looking at the locker room, and he's going, this is not how it's done in the WWE. This shit don't happen in a WWE locker room. And it's ridiculous, the bullshit and crybaby bullshit drama that we keep hearing about in an AEW locker room.
Yep.
And I think that's turning people off. Mark my words. I think Adam Cole's gone. I think Britt Baker's gone. I think when these people have the chance, they will jump to WWE. I think that MJF, I think it's all a gimmick. I don't think MJF re-signed. And I think he's just, it's a good thing for the fans, but I'm telling you, like, I think Cole, I think Britt Baker, I think some of these other guys are going to say, I don't want this bullshit. It's just too much bullshit here. It's too much. There's too much. Who's got the biggest dick in the locker room? Who's got the best looking snatch? And in the WWE, that's not there. Everyone knows who has the big dick. It's Triple H. Triple H has the big dick for WWE. Shawn Michaels has the big dick in NXT. And they put their dicks together when they want to work. I mean it like side by side. Yeah, no, they're not crossing dicks.
Generation X.
Yeah. Dick. But the point is, creatively, they're in charge. Yep. And they know who the big dogs are in the locker room. they know Randy Orton, when he comes back, he's untouchable. Roman Reigns is untouchable. But those guys also don't, I don't see they weren't holding younger people back.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anything, lately, I mean, granted, Randy Orton 15 years ago maybe it would have done that. Now Randy Orton's was out there giving people the shine.
My boy Ricochet is a head guy on Raw right now.
There it is. I knew you mentioned Ricochet. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks ever since the Logan Paul thing ended. Like I said, he's only over because of Logan Paul. Anyways, but my point is that you don't hear guys walking in the back and having fist fights and a guy like Jungle Boy calling out a guy like CM Punk and saying, oh, blah, 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 and this and that. And you don't have wrestlers refusing to talk to one another, like how Adam Page and the Young Bucks refuse to talk to CM Punk and will not speak to him in the back, even though they're EVPs. I mean, come on, dude. That's the problem with AEW.
Yep.
And that's what we need to talk about in the next booking session.
Okay. I could agree. I'm just going to tell you, they had a great pay-per-view. The crowd they had, this was the big argument I have. They tried stating that they hold the world record for the largest indoor attendance for a pro wrestling show.
That's a false lie.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, the WWE had already blew that out of the owned that record, but I think if you look, I don't even think the WWE owns that record. Isn't that held by New Japan at the Tokyo Superdome?
Korea had the biggest crowd, WWE show.
Oh, okay, Korea. Okay, I knew it was overseas,
but they're trying to say that paid attendance at 82,035.
Oh, WrestleMania had more than that.
I know that. WrestleMania in Dallas. WrestleMania
93,000.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Forget the fuck out of here with AEW.
Say that was a work. Yeah.
Bullshit.
It was a good pay-per-view, man. It was a really good pay-per-view. I thought the match where everybody fights
I didn't watch
everybody fights around the arena. I thought it was a real good one. Moxley did some crazy stuff. That's the one thing I like about AEW. They let people do their genre. If Moxley wants to cut himself open and put skewers in his head, they let him do it.
But that's fine. But, no offense.
It's not WWE.
It's not WWE. It's not as professional as WWE. But at the same token, it's different.
Yep.
If you watch WWE, you expect to have a little bit more story, more character, more this, more that. You watch AEW, you're expecting a little bit less, and you're expecting probably a little bit more on the realism side. But for me, and I'm just gonna say this. It's really time for a guy like Chris Jericho to, if he's not gonna hang it up, do something with his hair and put a fucking shirt on because he looks like shit. He can still go, and I love Jericho.
Dude, his last match with Will Ospreay.
I love Jericho. He can still go. But
his last match with Will Ospreay was phenomenal.
I know. I'm not saying he can't go.
But his physique over the last couple of months has looked a lot better than it did a year or two ago. He really let himself go. He was drinking a lot of alcohol. He slimmed down a bit over the past year because from what I hear, he quit drinking.
Well, regardless.
He does look like poop, though, but a year or two ago, he looked even worse.
But all right, brother.
All right.
Let me see. Hold on. You got Adam Luce. What's up, Jason? It's paid. WWE lies about their attendance. Well, I'll tell you what, Adam. Tune in to our next show for the our booking session.
I would never doubt that the WWE lies about their attendance.
They all lie. AEW does too. It's all for show.
Their 82,035 made me $100 richer.
The Boston Red Sox lie about their attendance too. They say they keep selling them out, but truth be told, they're not really selling it out. Anyways,
thank Ace Tickets.
Exactly.
And people like that
we will
buy
talk
the extras
wrestling soon when we get to our next show of the behind the curtain booking sessions with me, you, and that guy with sticky fingers. But until
That's
then,
right.
Jason Rumble, take us home.
Oh, I shall. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another great edition of Talking from the Cheap Seats. I am Rumble.
I am the Gazoo.
And once again, we talk the sports
better than you.
I don't want to steal your catchphrase, but you can take that to the bank.
Ah! There we
See
go.
you the next time, everyone.